Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Santi's App monthly Q&A video. This is the series where you can submit questions about life, hobbies, wrestling, or anything that you want, really. I do these videos once a month so that you and I can stay connected with one another. So if you'd like to be featured in next month's Q&A video, make sure that you're following me on X because I gather your questions usually at the start of every month. By the way, I sell merch now. santisapp.store. Go get yourself a beautiful Wrestling is Cool hoodie, a t-shirt, anything. Just go over there. Go get yourself a shirt, folks. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I am really confident that you're going to fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And don't forget the Patreon. If you want more than just daily wrestling content, go check it out. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's start the video now. What is one thing that you want to see during John Cena's heel run? The answer here is a lot of things. In fact, so many things that I probably can't fit them into just this answer, and I could probably dedicate an entire YouTube video to this question. But I'll keep it simple. What I want to see from the John Cena heel run is for WWE to go all in on this and make John Cena the ultimate big bad guy of all of 2025. Listen, one thing that was missing for the majority of 2024 was WWE didn't have the big bad, especially after WrestleMania 40 when Roman Reigns took a hiatus and decided to come back as a babyface. It left a big vacuum as to who was the big overarching bad guy that WWE had. They tried to make it Solo Sikoa, but no one was really buying it. In 2025, WWE has the opportunity to make that big bad guy John Cena, make him so unstoppable where he wins everything. He topples the big good in Cody Rhodes, becomes WWE champion, and forces all of the good guys to have to team up together to take out this overarching planetary thread that is heel John Cena. Now, for this to really work, they need to make sure that John Cena isn't just a henchman to the final boss, that John Cena is his own evil entity with his own morals, his own motivations, and his own reasons. Because if he's just a henchman to The Rock, well, then he's just the guy that you faced before The Rock. And that to me is not how you treat a John Cena heel turn. I mean, this is the biggest thing that you could pull the trigger on during the John Cena retirement tour to make John Cena heel, and the cat's out of the bag. You can't really put the toothpaste back in the tube, so you might as well go all in on this and make him the big bad guy of 2025. Which premium live events are you planning to attend next? So the thing with me is that I never really plan these things out. They sort of just happen last minute. Elimination Chamber was like literally 4 days before the show that I decided to actually go. So I don't really plan these things out very well. But if there is one show that I'm seeing somewhere in the near future that I want to attend in person, it's probably Clash in Paris. I want to experience that French crowd firsthand. I fell in love with that crowd just from watching them on TV for Backlash France last year, and now I want to be part of that crowd as well. Do you have a favorite wrestling manager? I know he's not the best wrestling manager that usually goes to the likes of like the Paul Heymans of the world, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Armando Alejandro Estrada, the manager of Umaga all of those years ago. I don't think that he's necessarily like amazing. I just kind of like the gimmick of like the Cuban dude that just goes around with his prize fighter Umaga collecting debts. Who do you think is going to main event night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania 41? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I just want to hear your opinion. I actually don't think it's that obvious for night 1. Night 2, that one's basically set in stone. Cody Rhodes and John Cena for the soul of the WWE. That is, of course, going to close out all nights of WrestleMania at Mania 41. But in terms of night 1, I could see it being a combination of CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins if they decide to make that a triple threat. I could even see it Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair and Io Sky if that's the route that they go with. Right now, I can't really see it being Jay versus Gunther because they haven't done the best job at building that up, and that feels like such a C-tier feud compared to some of the other stuff that's going on right now. So if the match is a thing that ends up happening, I'm going to say it's CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Favorite meaty man in wrestling? Right now, active, it's Jacob Fatu, but all time, it might legitimately be Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed made me fall in love with a style of wrestler that I usually did not like. I did not like the big guys. I did not like the monsters or the giants, but Bronson Reed is just so damn good at his job that he just made me have to fall in love with this style of wrestling. So I'm going to say Bronson Reed. Based on your Hall of Fame video, what do you think would make Liv a first ballot Hall of Famer to you? Literally like 2 or 3 more years, exactly like what she had the last 12 months. If she can replicate a couple of more years of success and great matches like she just just had throughout 2024, then she's going to be first ballot. She's going to be a Hall of Famer already with the things that she's accomplished. They've let in lesser WWE superstars than Liv Morgan based on what Liv Morgan has already accomplished in her career. But if she does a few more years like she had in 2024, then I think she's going to end up being first ballot. Which heel turn was better, Hogan's or Cena's? Not more impactful, just straight up better. Yeah, in terms of more impactful, I feel like you can make the argument for either one. But in terms of better, it's definitely the John Cena heel turn. If you go back and watch the Hulk Hogan heel turn, commentary basically ruined that heel turn. Meanwhile, the commentary team for the John Cena heel turn didn't just make it better, but like it elevated it so much more. The execution, the camera work is so much better in the John Cena heel turn. So I'm going to say that. Will you be attending the FIFA World Cup in 2026? Absolutely. It takes place in Canada, United States, and Mexico. Like all three countries are very close to me. I'm in Canada. I live near a city that's going to be hosting games, and I live near the border of the United States where I can actually attend several of host cities. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be going to several World Cup games this upcoming year. What do you think about WWE Evolve? I think it's brilliant. I think that LFG is brilliant. It's brilliant for the same reasons that I thought NXT was brilliant in the first place, in that it secures WWE's future pipeline of wrestlers. One of the things that's been problematic for AEW is that they haven't figured out the machine. They haven't figured out how to create new stars that they could just funnel into their main roster of AEW. Instead, they have to rely on big free agent splashes. Meanwhile, WWE, they don't have to ever go into free agency because they can just look within, and now Evolve, look within NXT to pluck out their next star. And that is what future-proofs you as a wrestling company and makes it so that you're never having to just be reliant on expiring contracts from other wrestling companies. So what do I overall think about it? I think it's absolutely brilliant. Oh my God, Tony, put him out.
Jesus.
Dude, he can, oh my God. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. Yes.
Twice.
Oh, okay, that was gnarly. That, folks, was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week, we're looking at Penta versus Vampiro in a crazy Lucha Underground death match. Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy in the ultimate deletion in TNA. A genuinely perfect match between Mayu Iwatani and Syuri in Stardom in 2024. Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch at Payback 2023 in a steel cage match. And Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank 2016, including that Dean Ambrose cash-in. You're going to be getting this, plus the Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, the currently ongoing Royal Rumble watch-alongs, the currently ongoing Undertaker WrestleMania match watch-alongs, and more. All of this is content that we can never upload here to YouTube because it would just get blocked because of copyright constraints. So I do encourage you to come try the Patreon out at least for 1 month, because you're going to get so much more extra content, more content than I actually upload here on the YouTube page. So just come try it out for 1 month. Patreon.com/SantiZap, link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's get you back to the video. Will you buy WWE 2K25 and do a live stream on the gameplay for us? I've already bought it, and yeah, I probably will. It's a simple question. It gets you a simple answer. Who do you got winning Money in the Bank this year? Great question. For the men, I'm gonna go with Carmelo Hayes. I feel like Carmelo Hayes' character just fits the briefcase better than, say, somebody like a Braun Breaker. On top of that, he's just done such a great job over the last 12 months that if there's somebody that deserves it, it is a Carmelo Hayes. From the women's side of things, I feel like things can get a little bit hairier. So I'm gonna go with somebody that's in the mid card at the moment, elevating themselves to the main event scene. I'm going to say that it's going to be Lyra Valkyria. Who is your favorite character from the Yu-Gi-Oh anime? I mean, like, are you even a Yu-Gi-Oh fan if you don't pick Seto Kaiba? Like, it's obviously Seto Kaiba. If you could rewatch a wrestling match for the first time again, does not need to be WWE, what match would you rewatch? I think the comedy of Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania 38 is something that I would love to be able to re-experience again, because I remember being like gut-busting, laughing uncontrollably during that match, and that's something that I can't ever say that a WWE WWE match or any wrestling match has been able to accomplish before or since. That to me is just a reaction that I would love to be able to experience again. In terms of watching something awe-inspiring, something majestic and good, I would love to go back to the Hell in a Cell match between Undertaker and Triple H with Shawn Michaels as special guest referee. Getting to relive that for the first time again would be great. And if I want to go even further, let's go back to Triple H again and say Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, the unsanctioned match against between Triple H and Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 2002. What are your goals for your channel this year and the Twitch channel? I don't really ever set numeric goals like I want to have 500,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't really do that. I mostly just control what I can control. And for the YouTube channel is just to ensure that I'm making the best possible videos, but also branching out to different types of content that aren't just like covering what's going on in WWE TV. You've seen some of this stuff, like for example, the Elimination Chamber vlog that I did. You're going to be seeing a couple of videos that I filmed in real life that I think will demonstrate to you the different types of changes that I'm making to content. There was the mystery unboxing video. I want to make more unique videos like that as opposed to only just covering what's happening in WWE. What are your thoughts on the Jade and Naomi and Bianca storyline? I think it's brilliant. I think that the execution of the Jade Cargill return was excellent. I think that the promo between Bianca and Naomi was like legitimately like legendary. It was so good. I think the only downside of this feud is how much in the back burner they put Jade in. You know, like they basically ignored who attacked Jade Cargill's storyline for so long, and they just tried to restart it basically out of nowhere as we rush towards Elimination Chamber. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, now that we know it's Naomi, I feel like the storyline is really going to flourish. And if that was, the first bullet fired, the first thing that we can come to expect from this feud, my goodness, it can only get better from here. Most of your viewers are probably from the USA. Where do your other viewers come from according to your YouTube/Twitch analytics? So yes, United States is the country that watches me the most. It's where most of my viewers are from. The second most actually come from the UK. The third most come from India. The fourth most from Canada, then Australia, and then my friends in Saudi Arabia. What are your views on Punkentire and other fandom ships? What? What? Punkentire? We have fans on Twitter making these relationships? Punkentire? What are my thoughts on this? I hate this. I despise this with every fiber of my being. How do you keep your replica belts clean and shiny? Any special polish that you use? Yeah, I do that Hawk Tua and spit on that. No, I'm not gonna make a Hawk Tua joke. I never polish these things. They're just good quality and they don't need to be polished. I'm sorry I don't have anything better for you. Who is your favorite DBZ villain of all time? I like the Red Ribbon Army in general because it also like includes the androids and Cell. So I'll say the Red Ribbon Army. I just love how long of a villainous organization they've been within the world of Dragon Ball. It's also cool that they're like human led and they can create things that can stand toe to toe with the likes of like Super Saiyans and stuff. It's kind of badass if you think about it. Soon I'll be moving to North Carolina to train and become a professional wrestler. What's something that you as a fan want to see more from up and coming wrestlers? I want to see more up and coming wrestlers like make content, be online personalities, stand out, not just from like what happens in the ring, but stand out on Twitter, stand out on YouTube, on Instagram. I want to see these guys and gals just get attention for themselves on social media more. All right, folks, we'll leave it there. That is it for this month's Q&A video. Thank you guys very much for watching this. Thank you so much for just being a part of this journey as well. Usually I would have already told you to get out of here, but I just sort of feel like these Q&A videos are a little bit more personal. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the YouTube channel, goes to watch the Twitch live streams, has bought a shirt, been in the Patreon, or just interacts with me in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of crazy that I'm coming up on 2 years on doing this as a full-time creator. I never really thought that this was ever going to be a trajectory for my life, considering I was just so deep in corporate America at this point. But here we are. We're making wrestling videos. We're going to shows, meeting a bunch of you guys. We're making wrestling is cool merch. Just thank you for being part of this crazy, wild journey. I truly, genuinely mean that. Now get out of here.